Welcome aboard. Time to have a little fun here on the show. Part 2, baby. We are coming to you live from the Simulcast Center, the Champions Simulcast Center out here at Hialeah Park. We will be wagering our guts out, which is a good thing. And so we're watching a little Tampa Bay Downs, a little Gulfstream. We got
Did you get your bets in like you wanted to last week?
Of course I did. Of course I did.
You did?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Start off for your next trick.
I asked a couple guys here, what's the deal? Because obviously I don't know too much. So we got to get some tips, and now we're hoping, we got the 4-horse coming up here in the Gulfstream race coming up. So we'll see what happens here. Tampa Bay Downs we're looking at. We got all kinds of stuff. Remember, we're out here now every Friday. We're out here at Hialeah Park. Well, we've been here every Friday, but I'm saying now we do the
we have a new and exciting location.
Yes, exactly. We were at Champions now for the next couple of weeks because they've got the Handicappers National Horse Players Championship coming. And so because of that, we are out here for the next couple of weeks. We'll be out here for 2 more weeks. So come on out, join us. We're right here at the bar, so you can enjoy some great food, the drinks. You've got you can wager right here at all the tracks around the country, all that good stuff. And then you can hang out with us, which is probably the ultimate low life of the day, but at least everything else is the high life of the day. The low life part is that you have to deal with us, that it's a sad thing for you guys out there, but we appreciate you keeping it locked here on the program. And of course, you can lock in on the YouTube channel, and you can watch us there. We'll be out here till 4 o'clock. Aaron Fentress is going to join us at 2. Aaron is the beat writer for The Athletic, and he covers the Oregon Ducks. Quack. Mario Cristobal. Now, hey, listen, I can ask him if Mario wants to leave and come to Miami, but I don't know if Miami wants him right now. No, but seriously, we're going to get into Justin Herbert. As you guys know, we've been talking about the quarterbacks, and we've given you a profile on Tua. We gave you one on Joe Burrow and another one on Jake Fromm. Today, it's Justin Herbert that we're focusing in on. And so we'll have the beat writer that covers Justin Herbert on an everyday basis. And then next week we'll continue this whole thing, and we'll get all the other quarterbacks and beat writers that are around them. And there's a good way of us leading into the East-West Shrine in a couple of weeks, where Bill and I are going to be working Bill has never worked this hard in his life when it comes to the East-West and the Senior Bowl. Okay? When he's done with those weeks, he's going to go, wow, I had no idea. Because the one thing that he's learning about our business is that everybody thinks it's glorified and all that. And, yeah, it's fun to talk about the games, but there's a boatload of work that comes with it. So we are going to take on that challenge to bring you a ton of interviews, a ton of content. We're going to get you ready for the draft like you've never been ready for the draft ever, because now I don't have any restrictions whatsoever. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be able to interview a lot of people when we're out there at the East-West and at the Senior Bowl. Also, next week we'll also add a cool segment to the show here. We're gonna add another handicapping segment to the show, but it's going to be in Spanish. That's going to be the difference there. So we're going to do that next week, and we'll have some fun while we're out here at Hialeah Park. So it's all English, but that one segment we're gonna go Spanish on that one segment. So we're gonna have a little fun with it and see how it goes, and have a little I don't know, try to make it a thing here on the program. We got people checking in already. Myron says, now I'm on time. Flipside Fishing says, can't wait to hear about Herbert. Mono says, wow, Big O, twice on Fridays, my post-Christmas present. Well, my brother, it is twice every Fridays now. Now we have 2 shows every Fridays with 2 great sponsors, 2 amazing sponsors at Craig's Inn Acura, and now, obviously, Hialeah Park has been with us for, 15, 20 years it's been that they've been a sponsor of our program. So we'll be here every Friday, 1 to 4, and then 9 to 11 over at Craig's Inn. So it's 5 hours of shows every Friday for you. And Thursdays, by the way, we're going to be at Toyota of Hollywood. Every Thursday now. It's not once a month anymore. Now it's every Thursday at Toyota of Hollywood. So appreciate all of you for supporting the show. And a lot of you have come by to say hi over at Toyota of Hollywood, which is really, really cool. So we appreciate that immensely here on the program. So you've got all of that. So if you happen to be in the Hialeah area, Pembroke Pines, Hollywood, I mean, you know, we're covering it, right? A couple different places, west of Broward, east of Broward, Miami-Dade, you know, so we'll, and we've got a couple of other sponsors that are making some noise about bringing us to their place, so we'll see how that all works out too here on the program. I'll tell you where we're going to be next month in January. Towards the end of the month, we're going to be at the Vape and Smoke Shop in West Pines. So we're going to have a lot of fun out there.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yes.
Say that again.
That at the end of the month, we'll be out at the Vape and Smoke Shop in West Pines, VSSWestPines.com. Go tell Jose and Tommy and Alex and Jason, all those folks out there that we sent you.
All righty then.
Yes. Yeah, so our background
Fire it up.
Yeah, our background will have bongs and stuff like that and all the things that you need for your tobacco needs. Tobacco needs. You know what I'm saying? So all that good stuff. Now, I mean, they've got all kinds of other funky stuff. That place is really cool. It's got, I'm telling you, from backpacks to all kinds of different things that they have there. What are those things that they have, those animals that they have in those jars? Oh, you didn't see it. Like they're...
animals in jars?
Yeah, you know, like they're...
sea monkeys?
No.
From the old comic books
like
on the back?
No, when they're dead and they put them in that...
petrified.
Yes. They've got some funky things.
Formaldehyde and stuff.
They've got some stuff like that they sell. All kinds of different, like bats or something. You know, it's like, I'm telling you, it's not your typical type of store.
It's got a gothic kind of...
Yeah, it's got all kinds of things. It's got, I'm telling you, man, it's got souvenirs and all kinds of different things that you can buy for yourself or somebody else. Like all kinds of little gifts. It's not just... a smoke and vape shop, you know what I mean? So if you vape or you hit the hookah or any of that, they've got all that there too. But then they've got, like, they expanded, so it's pretty cool. And they are a new sponsor of ours, and we'll be broadcasting out in the Pines. I think it's in late January. I forgot exactly the day. I got to look it up, but yeah, late January, we'll be out there having some fun. So. You want to get in on the program? It's really simple. On the accidentlawfirm.com text line, it's 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the show. The other way to reach out to us is right here on YouTube. If you want to get in on the YouTube chat board, you can do that. If you're watching it on YouTube, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. At Big O Show. That's the other way to get in on it. And let's see what somebody's telling me here on the DM. ESPN's Jorge Ramos reporting that Inter Miami have an agreement with former Monterrey manager Diego Alonso to be the first coach of the club. I did not hear that. Interesting. So,
I'll tell you what you did here, rooting for horses.
Yes, well, of course. Hey, nothing wrong with that. We're going to hear plenty of that.
What number are we supposed to be going for over here, bro?
Four.
Come on, four.
Four is in second place right now. Damn, we dropped out of first. Let's go, four. We got four here at Gulfstream Park, baby.
At the quarter pole.
Yeah,
coming around.
Yeah, but three is pulling
down
away.
The stretch.
Let's go, four. Pick it up, baby.
You only played to win?
Yes. That's all I do in life. I play to win. I play to win, but we place. We didn't win. We placed. In second place. Not too bad. All right.
Yeah, but it's
Doesn't
not too
pay.
bad if you got win play show.
It doesn't pay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It doesn't pay. But I had some. I almost got it. It's pretty close, man. Wasn't too bad.
No, you were in the hunt. You were in the mix.
Yeah, we were in the mix from the get-go. I had the horse right there. Would have been good if I would have won that one. And listen, if you guys know about horse racing, get your asses out here on Fridays and help me out. Come on. The hell, some of you out there probably selfish. You know about the horsies. I don't know jack about this stuff, dude. Did ask a couple guys, but, still kind of, went with some feel. Went with also the odds, too, because you always got to check the odds. Right?
Isn't 4 your favorite number?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay, I just want to clarify that for the record.
It's my favorite number. You busted me. You busted me.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with 4, man. I'm thinking Lou Gehrig, the first retired number.
Ronnie Cycli.
Steve Walsh. Oh, and Cycles, our
Ronnie
first
Cycli, baby.
Nice. But yeah, Steve Walsh, Canes.
Yep.
87 champion.
Yep.
And 88, of course, robbery.
Yep. Myron Sanchez asking me, did you read the report of the Saints working out AB? What a disgrace. I'm with you there. In fact, we are on tonight. How many people do you know do 3 radio shows in a day?
Only your crazy butt.
I'm on tonight on Sirius from 8 to 11, and I'm expecting to have Mike Triplett on from the Saints to talk about that specifically. So we'll get into that because I've got a beef with the NFL about that. I think it's a disgrace that anybody's working out AB. Did you see his tweet yesterday? AB's tweet?
What did he do now?
He did something like really, really stupid. And
oh, surprise.
He tweeted out
how unlike AB.
Yeah, he tweeted out something that you could not be more insensitive by doing it. And for those of you that don't know, Antonio Brown yesterday tweeted out something that was just disgraceful. When you look at what's it called, his issues with the trainer,
yes,
that is suing him. He ends up putting out a tweet. I'm trying to find it here, and I don't know why I now have misplaced it, and I can't find it. But anyway, he put out a tweet. Basically, I don't know how to. Man, it's here. It goes. He put out a tweet saying something just disgusting of the woman that is suing him, and he goes, "Nowadays, I deal with lawsuits. You're telling me this is what it came to? Taking your panties off, that's how I remember you." This is what he tweeted on December 26th. Okay, and now the Saints want to work him out. I don't know why anybody in the NFL would want to work out this scumbag.
I didn't know that he had been cleared by the NFL already.
He's not cleared by the NFL.
Okay.
He's not. He's going to go.
So then why are they working? Why is he getting to engage with any NFL team in any capacity?
I don't know.
Does
why.
that make any sense?
But yes, it does, because the NFL doesn't care about women and never has.
Okay, but
so since we are talking about abuse of women for AB, they don't care about that. They've never cared about that. That's why they'll suspend Ray Rice for 2 games until they get busted, and then it's the season. That's how it is with the NFL. It's Greg Hardy getting second chances when he conveniently made his girlfriend disappear and not appear in trial against him. The one he threw on a bed of guns, that one. That's the NFL. And if you're the commissioner, you should have put it out already. Hey, this guy's not going to be allowed in our league ever again. And I got to tell you, owners in the NFL, why would you want to bring Antonio Brown to your town? There's a good chance he's going to assault a woman in your town, and then it's your fault because you brought him to that town. And there's also a slim chance he might kill a child by heaving, his furniture out of a 14th floor condo because he's just in a temper tantrum. I mean, do you really want to be the owner that allows Antonio Brown into your town? Where does that make any sense whatsoever? Think about that. I mean, it's just, this is a guy that is, I don't have any action in this one, damn it. Anyway, this is a guy that he's involved in a couple of lawsuits. He's been involved with a couple of different situations with women. And then he's involved in some other things that have gone on where he hasn't paid people, all that. And I get that's not something that the NFL is really going to be worried that much about. Although it is kind of illegal to have somebody work and then you don't pay them, right? I think that's kind of illegal.
Last time I checked with the federal government, yeah, you could be brought up on charges.
Yeah. So I to me, that's the thing that I see about AB. And then to hear that the Saints are going to work him out, really, man? I get it. All you got is Michael Thomas, and you got to improve the offense and all that. But man, this is what you're going to do. And that's the problem with this. That's the problem with this sport in this country. At the high school level, we're cheating for players. At the college level, we're cheating and hiding crimes. And then we get to the NFL and we try to hide as much as possible too. Only because they can play football. It's pretty disgusting, man. I got to tell you that to me the AB story is gross at every level, that they're actually giving him a workout.
You know, it's been pretty bad. You don't think it could get any worse, and here it is. Like, why is a team even contacting this guy? Man, this is I don't know, man. This is stupid.
NFL has no scruples, man.
Obviously not.
They've never had scruples. It's just been something with them that this is who they are, man. This is exactly who they are.
It's as if they don't have a conscience, though.
No.
Like they don't really, like they don't give a crap.
Right.
They don't care.
Right. Yeah. That's you can bet your life that's the case. Because when you are allowing him to even work out, now the question I have is, if you're the commissioner, why haven't you put him on the exempt list already? Just so you don't see that this is where the NFL is always stupid and Deflategate and Bullygate and a Bountygate and all these things drag on forever. You can make this AB thing kind of disappear with the NFL teams by just putting him on the exempt list and say, hey, look, man, this guy's got a whole bunch of legal issues. We're not touching this guy with a 10-foot pole. And when his legal issues are done, then we will investigate, we will look at everything, and then we will decide if we want to allow him in. And then teams can go out and try to claim him. That's what you should be doing. But you don't do that. Now you do the polar opposite. You don't put him on the exempt list. You're waiting till somebody claims him, which then makes a bad headline for your league. And then now we're waiting for you to then put him on the exempt list. None of this makes any sense. It really has. I don't get it. Dougie Fresh says, I want to submit a few candidates for the All-Decade Award. 1, Breaking Bad. 2, Daisy Ridley. 3, Firing Gase. And 4, the inventor of women's yoga pants. All right? All right? I guess. Must be it. But I like that. It's not a bad list. I mean, the inventor of yoga pants is strong. That is one that is very, 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 very strong. Okay? Some guy says I guess they're listening to the show. Let's see, Armando Salguero says the most important trade of the year, already paying some dividends for the Miami Dolphins. What trade is he talking about here? Somebody sent me this here on Twitter. Apparently, might be something we're talking about. Miami Dolphins general manager Chris Grier has made a half a dozen significant trades in 2019. He traded quarterback Ryan Tannehill to Tennessee, traded defensive end Robert Quinn to Dallas, traded Josh Rosen away, Kenyon Drake. Grier also traded Laramie Tunsil to Houston and Minka Fitzpatrick to Pittsburgh in what feels as close to blockbuster deals as the Dolphins have ever had, with 2 eventual Pro Bowl players leaving Miami and 3 first-rounders, 2 second-round picks coming back in exchange. But turns out none of these were the biggest trade Grier made for the Dolphins so far. Now you're wondering, huh? The biggest and most consequential trade the Dolphins general manager has made so far is trading Brian Flores for Joe Burrow. A potential excellent coach for a potential franchise quarterback, Grier acquired a coach owner Stephen Ross has already publicly anointed as the right man for the job in exchange for a quarterback Ross would have greatly loved to play in Miami if the Dolphins had the first overall pick. The Dolphins, by the way, won't have the first overall selection in the draft. Bad as they've been this season, they haven't been bad enough, and so they won't be in position to land Burrow, who will 100% go in the first pick or 2 if he declares for the draft as expected. But the Dolphins don't walk away empty-handed either. Grier, you see, was given the reins of the 2019 Dolphins coaching search. And yes, the search included Ross and club vice president and CEO Tom Garfinkel, and even suddenly empowered Brandon Shore, who was promoted to vice president of football operations and the team's lead player contract negotiator. But even all those people and voices were involved in the January 2019 coaching search. It was ultimately Grier's project. It was Grier's baby, and he wanted Flores, and the Dolphins got Flores. And so far, Flores is working out well. He's gotten rave reviews nationally as well as locally for popping up in what seems like a roster of sacrificial lambs that Ross himself has rightly described as no-names. The no-names have mostly been competitive. Well, they got it off to a rough start, losing the first 3 games by a combined 133-16. But something weird happened en route to the most hideous season in Dolphin history. The Dolphins, this is not the most hideous season. 1-15 is worse than this. Still, without great talent on the roster, improved gradually. They made plays every once in a while, and then they won a game in November, and then another. And now they have 4 wins, which is still unacceptable by practically any standards, but it is noteworthy in that it is not the worst season in Dolphin history, and it isn't even the worst season authored by an NFL team this year. So, yeah, I guess he goes on to compliment Flores, which... Hey, I'm proud to say, dude, our show has been completely ahead of the curve on all of this. When they were talking tanking, we explained to people it wasn't tanking. It's a rebuild through youth. That's all it is. You will lose a lot. But what can we say? It's all good. So Jeff Golden sends me this tweet. It says, I guess everyone started listening to your show. I don't know about everybody, but I think if you're a smart Dolphin fan, you'll be tuned in here because we'll give you a strong, objective opinion on what's going on, good or bad.
Yeah, it only took the most of the media and the national people,
the whole
16 weeks to join.
Yeah, it's like Barry
and being smart.
Like Barry Jackson was writing all year about all the different tanking things and this, that, and they're tanking this and they're tanking that and quoting this guy and getting this from that guy. And then he comes out with, well, you know, the Dolphins have found some young players. Really, dude? That's exactly what the idea was from the get-go. Yeah, losing was part of it because they were going to be really young. But it wasn't like they sat there and said, how do we lose most? No.
They all got together. They're sitting there at Hard Rock plotting and planning how to lose games.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, which is just absolutely asinine. But it is what it is. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that whether it's Armando or anybody else now sees what we've been seeing for a while and saying for a while, that Flores, the guy's been phenomenal, man. You can't say any more about Flores. The guy's been great. What we need now is for him to follow it up next year so we can feel good, like, okay, this is it. You know how screwed up would this be? And there's a part of it that would be good, and then there's a part of it that would be bad, right? So here we go. This year, Manny's a disaster. And this year, Flores looks like, you know, you found something. Can you imagine if next year the roles are reversed and Manny bounces back and wins 10, 11 games, has a great year, and we're like, hey, all right. And then the flip side is the Dolphins look like a disaster. They win no games or one, and they look like they regressed. And we're like, what the hell happened? And then after 2 years, we're confused with both, and we don't know which one's which.
I would say that that's conceivable. We saw it with Gase that first year,
Yeah.
second. But the thing is, based how Flores is, how he handles himself.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
And then Manny.
Yeah.
Manny's been Manny the whole way through. I just don't see these guys changing colors.
I agree.
I
agree. I think we'll have another good year from Flores next year. I think Flores will solidify what we thought, and I think unfortunately Manny's going to solidify what we're looking at right now.
Look,
I don't really have. I don't, like I told you in the first half of our show. I don't have any hope for Manny anymore. I don't. I've gone the other way now. Now he has to prove me, right that he's wrong, that he's the wrong guy for the job. It's just I just don't see it now. No light at the end of the tunnel.
How could you? Oh, he had a month to prepare for this game.
Yeah.
And put that out on the field. That was piss poor.
I respect Saban in this. He told Kiffin, "Yeah, I got a month to prepare. Get the hell out of here. We'll put Sarkisian in his place, and we'll move on." That's kind of what he did, and that's probably. You knew you were having issues with Enos. Well, then win the locker room over and get rid of Enos right there and then for that month, and have the other guy take over, the assistant coach, and maybe you'll lift the spirits, because you didn't decide to fire Enos yesterday or the day before. This has been going on for a long time now that you wanted to fire Enos. It just finally came to a head because you were like, okay, this is the time. But if you think about it, maybe you would have been better off before, right at the end of the regular season. All right, Enos, get the hell out of here. We're going to move on. We're going to find somebody new. But for now, the assistant coach will run the offense. And maybe you would have lifted their spirits a little bit. Because if the story's true, I forgot who reported it, but apparently Jaron doesn't like Enos. And look, not that Jaron Williams has any credibility whatsoever. I'm not saying that, but give it a shot. You're going to fire him, right? It's not like you were hoping that Jaron Williams just leaves. No, you fired Enos. So you were unhappy with him. Clearly you were unhappy with him. What can I tell you?
Well, this sounded like an amicable deal. So they've been going back.
Or they made it sound like it was amicable.
They've been discussing
that
this
way.
for
It's good. That way, it's good PR for everybody.
Enos doesn't walk away looking like a jag.
And Manny doesn't walk away like he got rid of a
sold
guy.
out so you could bring somebody in. You know what I mean? That makes sense, man.
It's just a PR thing that they did. But obviously, you didn't like what he was doing, and you got rid of it. Dude, you're getting rid of him after a year. Not even a year. He hasn't even been here a calendar year.
And you think about where he was when he came in, having done the Tua thing, hurt, everything, all that, and it was like we were so excited about getting Enos. It was like the offense is going to be fine.
Right.
Wow.
That was a horrific game by the Hurricanes. When you have all the QBs playing in one game, that proves you have no plan. Amen to that, sir. A freaking men to that. There's no doubt that that's what it's all about.
When Malik took those few snaps, what was it, 4 snaps, whatever he took, did he even look down the field to throw? Did he not look like he was
Martell? You mean
Martell,
okay.
ready to run, run from snap? It was like a quick look up, and that was it. And where can I run?
He's not. He looked like he was a deer, lost. Lost in headlights, as they say, a deer in headlights. That's exactly what he looked like. He looked like he was so uncomfortable back there. And again, that kind of shows you too, it also shows you that those coaches did a piss poor job of preparing them, because you're not going to tell me that Martell looked good for you at that point. That makes no sense whatsoever to me.
He had a little speed, though. He made some jukes, you know. I mean, you need to maybe think about being a running back.
Terrible, bro. Terrible. Tonight, 8 o'clock, the Miami Heat take on the Pacers, who are 21-10. The Heat is 22-8. No Oladipo tonight for the Miami Heat. No Winslow yet for the Miami Heat either, but as you saw, they do have Goran back, which is great to have Goran back. That, my friends, is absolutely awesome to get Goran back and get him in the mix and have that punch off the bench, because that's the one thing that it gives you an incredible peace of mind that off the bench you have something that's extremely reliable in Goran Dragic, man. Very, very impressed with the way Goran has embraced that role and really thrived in it too, on top of all of that, because that's not easy for a guy that's been starting and running the team. But I also think he sees his body too and says, this is probably the best thing for me. Hell, he can't even stay healthy as a reserve. So that tells you that what they're doing makes a lot of sense overall. 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program, that's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the show. And we're out here at Hialeah Park at the Champions Simulcast Center. And, folks, they've got the National Horse Players Championship, the qualifiers coming out here January 12th. You can come on out here. They're going to give away $10,000. $5,000 goes to first place, $2,500 for second, $1,500 for third, and $1,000 for fourth place. And if you win the grand prize, you will end up also with a free trip to Vegas, and you get a one seat in the NHC. So you get at Bally's, you will be competing with everybody else there in the NHC. It's a beautiful thing. Come on out here. Go to HialeahPark.com. You can call them 305-758-8681. That's 305-758-8681 if you want to find out about competing in the National Horse Players Championship. And at the top of the hour, folks, I want to remind you that Aaron Fentress is going to join us. Aaron covers the Oregon Ducks on a daily basis for The Athletic. So he covers Justin Herbert. So let's delve into a little bit of Justin Herbert. Let's find out more about Justin Herbert from a guy that actually covers him on an everyday basis. So Aaron Fentress will join us at 2 o'clock. At 2:30, Will Carroll, the injury expert, will also join us. Hey, we'll ask him about Oladipo. When the hell's he coming back in January? So we'll get the latest on that and many other injuries going on in pro sports with, of course, the injury expert. And also we will have probably another guest or two. Dolphin president also on the show to close out right around 3:30. All kinds of stuff, man. We got a loaded show for you. We could take your phone calls. Not your phone calls, your questions on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105, and on the YouTube chat board. When we come back, we'll answer any of the questions that you got coming in. We'll get into a little bit of that. And I also want to get into, let's see, how can I phrase it? A guy that really knows how to move the crowd. We'll do that too, right here on the Big O Radio Show.
This is the Big O Show.
It's a beautiful thing. What are you eating there, bro? What are you having there? What are you eating?
I am having chicken marsala with scalloped potatoes and steamed vegetables.
Look at that, bro. Look at that thing. Look at that. That looks awesome right there. Woo!
It is awesome. It's absolutely amazing.
Damn. It does look really, really good. Really, really good. Big O, did you hear about AB working out for the Saints? Yes. And you gotta listen to the podcast. I just talked about it. Not a fan of it. What can I tell you? That's the beauty of this now. We don't repeat the same things over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, which is a beautiful thing. But we got it there. Go Gators. I'm not a fan of it, and it's there, man. So, yeah. Oh, Calabro's not here. Okay.
Yeah, he said he was back home in Jersey for the holidays.
Yeah, 3 p.m., so we're going to call him for our picks, to do our picks today. So that's what we'll do. I like it. All right, I'll see if, you know what, I'll tell him to email me the picks, to email me the sheet. You know, that's what I'll do. I'll tell him to email the sheet so that way we can make to get the picks. That way we get that going. Why am I hearing myself in the background? What is that? Anyway, if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, it's 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program, that's the other way to reach out to us. And you can reach out to us also on Twitter at Big O Show and Instagram, Big O Radio Show. We're out here, remember, every Friday now for the next couple. I mean, we're always here at Hialeah Park and normally at the Poker Room, but we're at the Champion Simulcast Center, and we'll be out here for a couple of more weeks. Although I kind of enjoy out here being at the Simulcast Center a little bit more than the Poker Room, because there's more action here. There's more live, it's livelier here, where in the Poker Room it does get lively, but that's when like there's a really hot table and somebody's got it going on, that kind of stuff. But I do like it here. It's pretty cool. Plus, you can always walk over and wager and all that good stuff. Although you can still do it over there too. We've got the wagering.
We got the machine literally right behind us.
True. Yeah, that's true. Although I'm so dumb, I don't even know how to use that machine. Merry Christmas, Big O. Somebody's sending in. I know it will never happen, but it would be nice to see the Finns duplicate what they did on week 3 of the 2008 season. It was hilarious watching Belichick shuffling through his play calling sheets trying to figure out how to stop the Wildcat. Yeah, no, that was nice, but we saw how it's also a fly-by-night thing. You know what I mean? It wasn't something that was going to work permanently, and that's really, in the end, what really hurt the Dolphins. That you kind of like lived on something that wasn't really real, and there wasn't any substance to it, so you end up kind of on the short end of it all when it's all said and done. That's the part that kind of sucks.
It's like any other gimmick play,
right?
When it's new and fresh and nobody's seen it, but they end up seeing it a little bit, defense it, and it dies.
Right. Yeah. Man, what is going on here now? I'm trying to. This is weird with the emails now. One guy says, I need a rack. Well, sir, if you need a rack, then you got to call Eddie Pereira at 305-887-9212. Make sure you call him there. I'm trying to pull up the emails now. They're getting all funky on me here. Let's see what we got here on the chat board. Big O, what are your thoughts on the Falcons bringing back Dan Quinn? Well, I got to tell you something. I'm not a fan of it. There's too many inconsistencies with Dan Quinn. That's why I wouldn't bring him back. You never know what you're getting from Dan Quinn. His teams can be great and his teams can suck. And it's one extreme to another, from one season to another. There is no consistency and nothing that you can count on. Now you're hoping that he has another bounce back year next year, that he builds off of what they did at the end of last year, or this year, that is. Which, again, to me, that makes no sense whatsoever, man. I just don't buy it. I got to tell you. That's where I would say this is a bad move on their part. Dimitrov has done a decent job overall with the personnel. But when I start talking about a guy that has to come through as a coach, You know, all I can tell you is no way. There's no way that I would bring Dan Quinn back. To me, it makes no sense, and it puts kind of your team in limbo, is what it does. But if that's the way they want to do it, then go for it. Knock yourselves out. Let's see, what else do we have here? Big O, you are my drug of choice while listening to sports talk. You tell it like it is. When it's about our Canes, keep up with the great work. John from Stewart. Thank you, John. Appreciate you keeping it locked. So now the Canes got rid of the OC, which means a new system that everyone has to learn, and next year's excuse is going to be, we're learning a new system. No, you're right. You're right. Now, if you could get a good coordinator to come here, then you could get them to at least turn it around a little faster than normal. But if you're going to get a guy that's a position coach, that you're going to make him the offensive coordinator and all that because he's going to run what you want, and then it's going to be a disaster. I am so done with Manny Diaz. He needs to be fired. If the Canes retain him for next year and they suck again, both Diaz and Blake James should be fired. Sir, I think Blake James, if Manny doesn't do well next year, I would not be surprised if Blake James and Manny are fired next year. Because it was Blake's call. He didn't put in a search. And then after a terrible year, you stood by him. And you said he was the perfect guy. So if he doesn't respond and have a great year, so he makes the AD look good, they're toast. Absolutely toast. I'm with you there. One guy says, F the Pats. I got no problem with that. Let's see. Big O, a couple years ago, the Canes seemed to be a team with a bright future, with the Finns and the Heat having a bleak one. Now the roles have been completely reversed. Funny how life works, huh? Happy New Year to you and your fam, Cubano in North Carolina. Thank you, Cubano. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you for keeping it locked here on the program. Things turn around quickly, man. And it's a shame because we all kind of came into this season with a lot of hope for Manny. Right? Look, it looked like the perfect marriage. The guy's a Miami guy. He grew up watching the Hurricanes. He's grown up in the business as a coordinator. He got to be a pretty damn good coordinator. And then remember, we were already, by the end of Rick's first year, people were already saying, hey, we got to lock up this Manny Diaz guy just in case Rick retires, or if Manny wants to leave on his own to another place, we can't allow him to leave. So people already wanted Manny way before he got hired. And once Rick left and Manny had already gone to Temple, and when Blake went and got Manny back out again out of Temple, I was one of them. I said, wow, that's a hell of a move. That's great. Little did we know. Now, then again, by some miracle, maybe he turns it around next year. I don't know. I can't tell you he will. I don't have confidence he will, but, man, I'm not right all the time or anything. I'm wrong a lot. So let's hope I'm wrong again, and he can make a miracle turnaround. As much as I don't feel I have a lot of faith in Manny right now, it could happen. It could. I know you're saying I'm a blind-ass fan, right? I'm not saying it will. I said it could.
Blind-ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind-ass fan coming through.
John says perhaps the new QB coming in can help Manny win. That's my only hope. So everybody's hope is that. The thing is, can Manny make people better? And that's what he didn't do this year. Flo has done an amazing job. I think we're set at head coach. That's what Manny J. Snow says there on the YouTube chat board. And I got to tell you something. I'm with you there on Flo. I love everything I've seen from Flo. And I'm not saying he's the guy already, but, man, he looks it. I feel good about Flo. That's the thing about Flo. That I feel excellent about Flo after his first season. And I feel absolutely terrible about Manny after his first season. Forget about whether you think Flo will succeed or fail, or Manny will succeed or fail, right? If I ask you, how do you feel about Flo and how do you feel about Manny, you have to have positive vibes about Flo, and there can only be negative vibes about Manny. Again, not about the end result. None of us really know how this whole thing is going to work out. But at the moment, Flo looks like the guy that they got it right, and Manny looks like, well, the guy, and they got it wrong. Unfortunately. But what are you going to do? 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program, that's 786-322-1105. Pacers and Heat tonight at 8 o'clock at the AAA. Panthers taking on the Red Wings, not tonight, tomorrow night at the BB&T Center, and the Red Wings absolutely suck. They're 9-26-3. They're really young. They're in the middle of their rebuild now. I think this is this their second or third year of this rebuild now? I'm confused. I think it's only their second year of their rebuild, I think. And what's it called? A team that has no business beating the Panthers. This is one of those games that you have to win, that you have no choice. You better win. So let's hope that they're able to do that. Let's hope they can win that game on Saturday, because that's an easy 2 points that you need to capture. Seahawks. Do we have the press conference for Marshawn Lynch? Do you have that sound? No, right? You don't have that sound, right?
Not Marshawn.
No, okay. So Marshawn.
We got Russell.
Yeah, we do have Russell Wilson talking about Marshawn. You have that? Let's hear from Russell Wilson talking about Marshawn Lynch. And Marshawn, if you've heard, had practice and all that with the team, and you know they're bragging about him. Here's Russell Wilson talking about Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn's definitely one of those guys who's, no matter what, he's given everything, every play, every moment, and is going to bring that, and you're going to feel that, in the locker room. You're going to feel that, when he's in the huddle. So it's great to have him back, obviously, and bring that juice, bring that energy, bring that focus and tenacity.
There you go. So
all that in a bag of Skittles.
And did you see him get out of the truck at Seahawks camp? Skittles just came pouring out of the truck. That's how he got to Seahawks camp. So this whole thing, it's again, I'm not trying to spin it in a negative light here, but when people go out of their way to brag and brag and brag and talk up stuff, it's usually a letdown. And this is a guy that's been out of football for a year. And I know that he's one of those few dudes, that he's such a tough guy that, again, like I told you, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 15 carries and 50 yards. Not 15 carries and 87 yards. Okay, I'm not talking about a great day. I'm just talking about a serviceable, lunch pail type of day.
Keep them honest so you can work play action,
3 yards a carry, that kind of stuff, which is a hell of an accomplishment, by the way, at 3 yards a carry when you've been out of the league for a year, okay? And you were taking shots with the Oakland Raiders fans last week in their last game in the Coliseum. You were celebrating with them in the parking lot by taking shots. So if you can do that and carry the ball 15 times and get 50 yards, that's pretty good.
Another thing, this ain't like the beginning of the season. Everybody's at form.
Yeah. Yeah. And to me, when I hear them talking it up and what Marshawn Lynch brings and how he looks and all that, I almost feel like they're masking it. And I almost feel like it's what they're hoping he really looks like by the time the game rolls around, and they're trying to program themselves that way. But, if you've been out for a year, you're not going to get in tip-top shape or football shape within a couple of days. And I know that they said that he's been working out and that that a few weeks back he started to think about this a lot. So he started to work out, and they showed some videos, and the dude is punching him in the gut and all that stuff. But he still looks – he doesn't look like the running back he was. kind of looks a little bit like a small guard running the ball. You know what I'm saying? So that, to me, this is where I fear the worst for him, that it won't look good, that he won't play well, that he's going to struggle in a big-time way, and possibly even get injured in this scenario because, again, your body is not used to the pounding anymore. And you've been out for a year. Now, I didn't play professional football for 10-plus years. I'd love to ask somebody that played football, if it's somebody like Marshawn, is it a year out where, yeah, you're somewhat out of shape, but you'll still have that little bit of an edge and that feel for the game and how brutal it is? Or will there be an adjustment because you're out so long? That's the part I can't answer. I don't know. But the one thing I do fear is that he's not going to do well. Now, that doesn't mean they won't get any productivity. Travis Homer might, I know Robert Turbin's there too, another one of their former players. But I think Travis Homer, who runs tough guy, I wouldn't be surprised if Travis Homer is the one that has the good day, actually. Myron says, in my opinion, the U are screwed with this coach. I think your opinion has been followed by many, many other people.
I am sorry, but we're going to have to cease because we got to talk to some people on the West Coast.
All right, Aaron Fentress is going to join us. He covers the Oregon Ducks for The Athletic. We focus on Justin Herbert. For you Dolphin fans, we talk NFL draft next.
Full credit to them, but whatever you could do to play poorly on offense, we did all of that tonight. And when you come to a point like this, there is a lesson that has to be learned on it. And it is, again, it's a responsibility to correct the mistakes and to fix what needs to be fixed.